Hi guys, Benjamin from Fast Bikes magazine here, and today we're with Bike World to do something a little bit special with a couple of Yamaha MT-10s. Now, one of these MT-10s I've been running for a year with the magazine, and I've been modifying it along the way, and we've put exhausts on, power commanders, downshift blippers, and all sorts of lovely bits and pieces, a screen. Now, I've always thought that actually my bike could possibly be better than Yamaha's top MT, the MT-10 SP. And when you consider that you can pick these bikes up if you can find them private for about £8,000 to £8,500, and then you add the kit on, it comes to about 10,600. Now, that bike would be quite low mileage, and I am truly of the belief that with the additions I've put on it, it can actually be better than the MT-10 SP, which is about 13.5 grand, so it's not cheap. Now, obviously, I'm going to be a little bit biased here because, well, it's been my bike for the year and I love it to pieces. So, what I needed to do was get two completely differing opinions on the bike at two, kind of rough ends of the spectrum. So, the first person I got involved is Mr. Johnny Gawler. Say hi, Johnny.
Hi.
Now, Johnny, I don't think you'd mind me by saying you probably represent the more conservative side of things.
You said steady away the other day. I'm pretty much steady away.
He is indeed. And then my mate Dave, and Dave, you're here because you tend to ride like a tit.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we have conservative and tit. I think between these two guys, they will be able to decide whether or not my bike is actually better than the MT-10 SP. Are you enjoying the down blipper there?
Done a tiny little wheelie.
You never did. You did.
It must have been about this much. I'm going to just relax and just turn this until I feel weirdness, and I managed to do it, and it did feel pretty weird.
Well, this is the MT-10 thing though. This is why they're just crazy things. And Yamaha, again, they didn't make this to be super quick around a track or whatever. They made it to be fun. Dave, what's your first impressions of the SP?
It's just amazing. It's like nothing I've ever ridden before. You sort of jump on it and think like, right, okay, you can tell this is the top whack sort of. Geez, even a tiny little crack of the throttle, and the front's just. You just can't help it.
And that's in first, second, third.
That's first, second, third, fourth. you get like a sniff in fifth.
I know it does.
And it's just like you get so much feedback from the bars because they're nice and wide. You can really sort of feel where it's trying to go. I mean, I was riding behind Johnny, coming back through the villages and that, and my only bugbear with it was like, I wish it made a bit more noise. I'm just looking at Johnny going, that sounds so good.
Too much for you, isn't it?
You can have it. It's just it's rude. It's impolitely noisy.
The only way I could describe that is possibly being kicked in the head and then some, because it's just mental.
Right then, the guys swapped bikes, and this is the first time we've stopped since they've had a go. So Dave,
yes,
your first time on my bike.
Yeah.
How was it?
Amazing. It was so much more user friendly. The mid-range always there. You could bang it even from the aft. It just wants to lift. It's just so easy to be a dick. It looks fantastic. Everything for me just does it.
You like it?
Yes, so much better than the SP in my opinion.
Oh wow, brilliant. Johnny, your first time on the SP?
Yep, so I'm on the SP, been looking forward to it for ages with its special bits and little add-on gubbins. I went straight for mode B, didn't bother with mode A. The guy at Yamaha said the friendly mode is mode B, so I'm straight there. It makes it really drivable. The mid-range is massive, but it's not a fierce delivery. It's not a sudden step in the delivery as you go up. But there's so much power there, so much torque from 3,000 onwards that you can just get on with it and enjoy it.
One modification I haven't mentioned yet, but is actually really important, is the tyres on my bike. The SP comes on Bridgestone's S20. Now, it's an OE S20, so it's not exactly the same S20s you'd buy in the shops. It's a tyre designed specifically for the MT-10 and the MT-10 SP. It's actually pretty good. We've had it on track, we've done it on the road, it's good. But what I have on my bike are Bridgestone RS10s. That's a proper sporty tyre you'll find on a lot of kind of big bikes. It's a £250 modification that can make, I mean, tyres can make a huge difference. A world of difference. To any bike, even if the bike's 20 years old, a set of tyres can do it. Okay, good, right. So, a few more miles to do, and then we're going to go back to Yamaha, and then we're going to find out which bike is the best. Right, we are now here back at Yamaha. The day is done. Boys, before we crack on with which bike is best, mine, did you enjoy yourselves on the MTs?
Absolutely fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, brilliant day. Riding about the Surrey countryside, how could you get any better?
Johnny?
Yeah, what a lovely day, lovely bikes. Bit of trafficy here and there, but nice bit of scenery. Hanging out with you guys, lovely.
Yeah, it was a bit weird not riding, to be honest with you, but anyway, let's get down to the meat of it. Right, okay. I'm going to start with looks, all right? Because I think this is one section my bike might lose. Dave, which bike looks better?
I've been known for my lurid, leery colours. I'm drawn to different looking things. To me, the SP just looks like another fancy sports bike I'd walk past in a dealership. I like the fact that it's so edgy looking, the bright wheels stand out for me, and it gets my vote.
SP all day long. I think yours looks like a Lego toy.
Mate, I can't blame you, I really can't, because I get what Dave's saying, because my bike looks kind of jumbly and it's interesting like that, but at the same time the SP almost looks like a normal bike with that paint job on. Next one, throttle response. Dave?
Throttle response on the SP was fantastic. It was always there when you needed it, but for me it was a bit too on or off.
Okay.
I much preferred your one, where it's been dialed in by JHS, because it's just got so much more usable mid-range.
Yours is very, very good.
But, there's a but coming.
So I only tried yours in the JHS map
Okay.
one, which is tremendous fun.
Yeah.
But day to day I just could not live with it.
Really, because that's actually the smoothest map. Do you think perhaps, which brings me on to my next topic, do you think perhaps it's the fact the bike makes so much more low down and mid-range power than the SP, so you get that whoa like that?
Yeah.
Is that what put you off slightly?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I'd end up running around in a gear higher just to tame the thing. Whereas Mode B on the SP, it's just so nice, so usable, and also fun if you want it to be.
Okay, so engine-wise, you're still kind of going towards the SP again.
I think I am. Yours is too much.
Okay, fair enough, Dave.
For me, because I like to dick about,
Yeah.
I like usable power on tap that I can just crack it open and go. That, like I said, it was just crisp and smooth all the way through, and you could just handle it.
Handling, because obviously mine has a fork setup and a rear shock which has raised the rear quite a bit. The SP has the electronic suspension. Dave?
Personally, a big fan of the Arsene being a little bit taller, because it tips in nicer. The suspension on the SP, you cannot fault it. That electronic Olin stuff is witchcraft. I've not ridden anything like it in the years that I've been riding bikes. However, again, like I said, I'm going to lean more towards yours because it just did tip in that little bit better.
Okay, so I'm slightly in the lead here. Final one, boys. I think I know what's going to win here. Noise. Johnny?
Yours is too loud. But if it's like, what's the best noise, it's going to be yours. Going to the SP with it's got a slip-on cam, but the noise just isn't there. So you get a lot of mechanical kind of trebly noise from the top of the engine.
Yeah.
It's not all that pleasant, to be honest. So yours sounds nicer.
Dave?
Again, I completely agree with what Johnny said. Although it does have that ACA slip-on, it's not loud enough for me.
Right. So guys, if I've got this right and my really crappy, terrible maths in my head are correct, that means that my MT-10 with mods on that still makes it cheaper than the SP. In fact, if you buy a brand new MT-10 and still put the shock, the setup, the power commander, the bike sport developments, up and down shift lifter on, it will still be cheaper than the SP. And we are saying that it is better than the flagship MT-10, the SP. Yeah?
In my opinion, it's that wins hands down for me.
I'd go for the SP. It's got the magic carpet suspension.
Uh-huh.
It's got those letters SP after the name.
But technically speaking, including a vote from you, mine got more votes.
You got more votes, yes. But
So technically speaking, with more votes, because this is how voting works, it is the winner, right?
And on that bombshell.
Time has come for me to hand my key back to Yamaha, and it's a pretty sad day. But before I did that, I just wanted to speak to Mr. Jeff Turner here from Yamaha about the MT range in general, because I think it's fair to say, Jeff, that for a few years we were wondering what Yamaha was doing. Just how much has the MT range turned Yamaha's fortunes around recently?
Oh, completely. And Yamaha were, you know, at a pretty low ebb really in sort of 2011, 2012, and the beginning of 13. End of 2013, we got the MT-09, instant hit, massive change. Then very quickly we came with MT-07, MT-125. Now we've got MT-10 and so forth, and it now accounts across Europe for almost 40% of Yamaha's total European sales. That's the MT range.
Wow.
So it has transformed the business.
And does this also include, obviously, because the CP2 and CP3 engine have been repurposed into your tracer ranges as well, so you've almost taken the essence of the MT, which is the engines, and put them to good use elsewhere?
Yeah, I think people have to understand how big an investment it is for a factory to build a brand new engine. So the MT range not only signalled a new range for Yamaha, but a new design and engineering philosophy. So what it basically means is that the investment in the engines must be recouped by using it as what we call a platform base. So that engine needs to be useful in 2 or 3 other models. So as you say, the MT-07, which you see over there, that has spawned the XSR 700 retro bike, and it's also spawned the Tracer 700, and will in the future spawn other models based around the same engine. Is there any fuel in it? Because I might just borrow that this evening. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure working with you.
Can I have my bits back though?
Well, I need obviously careful evaluating and testing from our side, so probably not.
Guess that's a no.